Hi, we're StereoRuss, and we're here interviewing Superstar Crush. Superstar Crush, how are you?
Superstar Crush here, doing great. How are you today?
Really good.
We're really good.
Doing great. How are you?
Splendid.
Yeah, good, splendid. It's a beautiful day. It's even better to hang out with you, fine cats.
Oh!
Do you guys want to do a quick intro, a roll call, if you will?
My name is Truax. I play drums.
My name is Sam. I play guitar.
My name is Marzia and I sing.
My name is Miles. I play piano and guitar.
My name is Chloe. I play bass.
My name's StereoRuss. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you guys got the turkey here on Inside the Music, third time on. We're now here at the beautiful Catherine North Studios. I met you guys when you first had your first EP, and then you've released an album, and it's been a pleasure getting to know you guys over the years. And last time I saw you, you're playing at Bridgeworks, which for those that don't know, I would say a fairly large indie venue here in Hamilton. Is that a clear description of Bridgeworks?
Yeah, it's kind of like the large indie venue. Oh, I guess there's also Music Hall, which we will be playing at soon. That's the extra large, but my first time there. Was that your first time there as well, Chloe? We saw Broken Social Scene at Bridgeworks?
Yeah, they had like a 2 or 3 day thing.
Yeah, for the 20th anniversary of You Forgotten People. So definitely the time to go. It was awesome.
Yeah, and seeing you guys was incredible. If you haven't seen Superstar Crush live, they're a force to be seen. Last time I saw you, you did something really unique. You were doing you had face paint or something. Can you kind of paint a picture of what you did for that last show at Bridgeworks that I saw you at?
Well, when you go to college, you meet different kinds of people, and your lifestyle changes, and you get more artsy and open-minded. And we were basically peer pressured into it by the artistic community. We figured we've been too straight-laced, and we gotta get a bit avant-garde with it. Yeah, we were trying to figure out what avant-garde means, and I think that was a good first step.
We're trying to develop characters for our future rock opera. That's all. It's surrounding finding this what's it called, a MacGyver?
A MacGyver.
Yeah, a MacGyver called the Megastone.
MacGuffin.
Yeah, MacGyver's the guy who fixes stuff.
MacGuffin's a random thing in a movie.
MacGyver's just like a plumber.
Yeah, all based around the MacGuffin, which is the Megastone. So we're working on our personas for that. They're a little cabaret, a little circus-esque. What's that word you were saying? Rococo. Yeah. Rococo.
Rococo. What is that?
Rococo is like the makeup and clothing style of the imperial French court before the French Revolution. So like that Marie Antoinette, big hair. Actually, honestly, the band that we recently have been playing with, Wolf Parade, I was just watching their music video this morning, which it has like the Rococo thing. So that huge white hair.
For I'll Believe in Anything.
Yeah, apologies to the Queen Mary. So that's Rococo. I think I probably wanted to do that. They won't stop talking about the Megastone, which is a lyric that I accidentally said once.
There's a lyric in one of our new songs, a megaphone, and Marzia said Megastone one time, and we won't let it go. Is the Megastone, because sorry if this is a bit of a tangent, but in Pokemon, some Pokemon evolve through XP, but some you need a special stone for them, such as like the Fire Stone or Water Stone for like the evolutions.
To become like Mega EX.
Yeah. Well, there are the Mega EXs introduced in Gen 6. So I'm wondering, but I can't remember if it's a Mega Stone. It might be a Mega Stone. We'll have to look into that. It might be.
You do think they have like copyright?
Yeah, we might get like a cease and desist from Game Freak or Nintendo on that. So we'll have to watch out.
So thank you for asking.
Well, it's funny you talk about Pokemon because I actually use that analogy all the time on my show. It's either like if someone comes on who's like, I had Mark from Dr. Disc, I called him like a legendary Pokemon.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I also think about like the evolution of Pokemon, how they start as one thing and then they move into the next. And I really actually see your band as like a second evolution Pokemon right now.
The intermediate, like Wartortle.
Yeah, you guys
we're
are
so
exactly like
Wartortle. Like a little funny looking, but like
adolescent phase.
we'll be Blastoise one day
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, like we don't have like the cuteness of Squirtle. We had that like at the start maybe.
Yeah.
There was the novelty, but it's like, all right, like you guys have been at it for a while. Like, come on, when are you gonna be Blastoise?
I think we're feeling that too.
Yeah.
Russ. That's a very accurate.
Yeah, because I know like your first EP is very raw and very like punk rock esque. And your music still is like that, but I've noticed a lot more like classical influences. There's like way more. So it's like, how do you navigate that change where you're like, you still have fans, including myself, who love the old stuff, but then you're also like evolving into these like newer sounds. Like, do you think about that ever?
We've been talking about it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, we thought about it for like the first album, and then I guess with the first album, like we tracked the bass and drums and guitar like in a studio and kind of did the usual thing that we do at our live sets, and then it was like, okay, what, like let's add like everything on top of this. And now, I mean, we haven't even been thinking about album 1 much recently. We're kind of we have been working on songs that would go towards an album 2, whenever that may be. And we do want a surplus of songs to work with, but they are very different than album 1. There's a lot that are maybe a little bit chiller, or maybe have like kind of an unusual song structure to them.
More introspective, maybe, some of them. I think they have a bit more like clarity. I think we're like gaining a bit of like confidence so that we don't have to be like, I definitely feel like I'm playing a lot less on the drums, or even like vocally, like maybe doing less, but then like I don't know, I feel more like togetherness with the recent songs where we're all playing simpler parts, and it just feels like we're like playing a song as opposed to like playing the drums and playing the bass and the guitar or something. But it does. We were saying in the car last night, I can only really speak for myself, but album 1 does feel, especially because people might not know that some of those songs are like really quite old. Like we wrote them when we're like we wrote Venus in the Drywall like 15, and Sam rewrote the lyrics like a couple
True
years
Blue
ago.
was like when we were 16.
Yeah, so those are like old songs for us, or as old as they can be with our adolescent age. But I think that album feels a bit more like something that with like epoxy on it. That's like, I don't know, embalmed in this old like. It's a bit more of like a capturing the moment of when we did it, and it already feels like something that I feel like I'm more tapping into like almost feelings of a bit of like nostalgia, or like tapping into that like scene or that like mood of the first album. And then when we play the new stuff, to me right now it feels a lot more like kind of like the truth of where we are and like who we are.
First album's kind of like Ween's first album, God, Ween, Satan, the Oneness, which is like just an amalgamation of the first 6 years of their career. God, Ween, Satan, the Oneness. I know, I probably shouldn't say this in a church, but
This is no longer a church, even though Jesus is staring down upon you. They unblessed it, I'm sure.
you can do that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, priest unbless things. So I have a question about your songwriting. This is my experience when you're in a band. You show up with some people, jam a lot. Hey, I've got this idea. Hey, I got this idea. A year down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, like the original ideas don't run dry, but you're kind of making them up on the fly. And I'm curious to know how things are going with you all. Is there one person who's like really bringing a lot of the original ideas? Do you make it more democratic where it's like this person, then this person has one? Or is it just kind of fly by night, like whatever happens, happens?
It's really Sam and Shurex. It started as Sam and Shurex. It continues to be Sam and Shurex, not because we're being excluded from it or anything, but they have a really cool process where often they'll both bring songs at the same time. And both of them will usually have an equal amount of songs, and they're quite different. Like you can really feel them differently stylistically, but they meld together. And I'm sure that's part of something that happens when maybe you were musicians together when you were 14, and then like you grow up and now you're in your 20s. So I think it's really cool that they've been able to maintain that.
We didn't pay her to say this, by the way.
If you could have one sponsor, who would your sponsor be? Miles, what do you think?
Honestly, I don't think I could top Hellman's. I live a very mayonnaise-heavy life. I've always been a big mayonnaise guy. When I was a kid, many years in a row for my birthday, my friends would give me bigger and bigger mayonnaise containers. One year it was like a 2-liter or 5-liter bucket from Costco. No, we would like split it up and give it to all our friends and family too. My dad didn't like that. Actually.
I think this is why you need the Hellman's sponsorship, so you can get a larger jar. It seems like
exactly.
you've maxed out, and we need to ask for the 5-liter one.
Miles,
Gotta buy
what's
wholesale
the
soon.
best way to enjoy mayonnaise?
Just a sandwich, I think.
Mayonnaise sandwich.
Yeah, mayonnaise and bread is phenomenal by itself. That's a good point. That's underrated.
With mayonnaise. I don't know.
You want to talk about Clark's mayo and tomatoes?
So my dad, he can make some meals really well. I'm not dissing my father. But for lunches at our school, my mom was always working. He was working too. They were very busy. Eventually, I started making the lunches, but he would make us like white bread, untoasted, mayonnaise, tomatoes, white bread. And what would happen is, I would go to school really, really early because it was weird. Regardless, my 1 year at Glendale. And as I was driving, it would like disintegrate. By the time you got to lunch, it was just
Like the
just
tomato
wet.
juices were expanding.
It was just wet mayo
gosh.
and like breadcrumb. It makes my stomach turn just thinking about it. So I think Hellman should sponsor us so they can like renew my love of mayonnaise.
There's a Mega Blastoise, yeah.
So Blastoise isn't the peak.
No.
Blastoise gets like another. I think regular Blastoise has 2 water cannons on his back, and then Mega Blastoise gets 1 each on his arms, and then a giant one on his back. So it's got 3 cannons in total.
That's my kind of turtle.
Yeah.
So let's stay with the Wartortle theme here. You're on your second evolution, and I'm curious. So it's funny. It's interesting listening to you guys speak about when you were 15, 16, just starting out, to now when you're in your 20s, and you have so much experience. Even though you are so young, you've been doing it for so long. I'm curious for anyone who's listening out there who is in that like earlier stage, that like, what's the first one?
Squirtle.
Thank you. I should know
All the
this.
Squirtles out there.
For all the
Squirtle Squad.
For the Squirtles out there, like what's one piece of advice you can maybe give these people to like help them get through and navigate things as they're just first getting into the music scene?
That's a good question.
I would say find your people, find your musician people that you really get along with as much as possible, and try to be patient with each other, because I think the number one thing that keeps a band together and keeps them successful is a good working relationship. And without that, like, not gonna get far, I would say.
You kind of have to start a band with your friends rather than start a band with like other musicians.
Yeah.
Like even if you don't play
That's so
anything, like
true.
find the people who you can spend time with and you feel like free and creative with.
And then it's easier to put the time in, and then if you're putting the time in, you'll get good.
Yeah.
I think also another thing that I was talking to someone about recently is that there's kind of an emphasis on like being in a band, at least there was for me, and like being cool. And I think that being cool comes with an assumption of also being cold and being like intimidating or intimidated. And I remember I'm not someone who's very naturally intimidating, but I'm very easily intimidated. And so I think there were a lot of moments, especially at the beginning, where I would walk into a space and be warm or kind and feel like uncool or small because of those things. Because there is this, who knows if it's like a masculinized culture, I'm not gonna try and diagnose it, but there's this really weird kind of try to be big, try to like look cool, try to act like you're more established than you are. When I hope and think that a lot of the reasons that we're able to do well right now is, yes, that working relationship that results from warmth and kindness, but also that like, if you're kind to the people that you're playing with and interacting with, then you get rewarded for that, and hopefully a kind of new, authentic kind of cool emerges, or you just never feel cool, which is where I'm at, and that's fine. But like, I just think that it's so important to be kind, and it's a rambly way to say that, but I've really felt it recently. Like, a music scene, if it's built on kindness, ends up being so much more successful, and then can actually contribute to reality outside of music, where it's not just about music, it's about like community building and outreach and all of these other things, which I think is the point of music. So yeah, that's a big one.
Maybe this is an all right segue, but we have recently been playing with Wolf Parade, just going off of what Merzia was saying about the kind of exhibiting that kindness. And Wolf Parade are kind of, I would like this is kind of the first time we've been on a bill with like people who have made a living at original music.
Blastoise.
Blastoise.
They're Blastoise.
They're Blastoise,
They're Mega
basically.
EX Blastoise.
And we went in kind of not knowing what to expect, but they are just the nicest guys, and like
So chill.
no like sense of ego with them, no like dismissiveness is like
They're not even nice. They're so consciously
So chill.
kind and wanting us to play, to like actually have people hear our music, which is so foreign, I think. Yeah,
it's
they're
kind
super
of-
cool.
It's kind of really like permitting or like liberating that they see. So basically, we're opening for Wolf Parade for 5 nights on this tour that was sold out before they brought us on. So it's just like so liberating that it's like, oh, we're bringing you on because we like your songs, and it's like wow. Because I feel like usually when you talk to like venues or whatever, or like booking agents, they often want. Just they're
How many
talking
people
about
are you
how many
gonna
people are you
bring
gonna
in?
bring. Yeah, how long are they gonna stay? Are they gonna buy beer? And this time it's like about music. And then the other thing is that they've just mastered such like an original great sound. It's like really like yeah, keep chasing it and just be like yourselves. And I think like the greatest privilege that of the long list of privileges that we'll have opening for them is to just watch a band with so much like grace and like dignity and humility. They're just like at their job and they're like doing it so well, and they're nice the whole time, and they're like human, and we're super lucky to. Dan from Wolf Parade pushed our set time back just so that more of their fans could see our songs.
I love that.
Like how awesome that we're so grateful, like the opportunity for such a genuine connection and to get to like share music with a crowd of such an awesome band is so grateful.
Yeah, and every single fan and worker at the venue was so kind. There's just like everyone was so nice last night. It was actually crazy. Just like so
Surreal.
positive, incredibly positive.
we've been bringing a drum kit along, expecting that we'd have to kind of backline ourselves, and so we show up with this giant kit that our lovely manager Tyler has given us to use, and we show up, and the Wolf Parade drummer Arlen's just like, oh, just like, do you want to just use like the kit I'm using for the tour? It might just make things easier. And we're like, yeah, please, thank you. We weren't expecting that.
Oh, geez, thanks, Mr. Rockstar.
Chloe and I were joking about how I think they're also very aware that we're nervous, and that's helpful. Like, there was a moment at the end of their set where we were all a little bit starstruck, and we all kind of just stood in like the doorway of the green rooms, and they were like, you can come in, like it's okay. And as silly as it is, that was so helpful. I was like, yeah, we are nervous, and I'm glad that none of us are disguising that. We're just completely terrified.
Yeah. And the other thing is that I think we all went in like, oh, we're gonna have to act formal, like we have to be polite at soundcheck and stuff. And then we heard them soundcheck, and they were like so funny and just like literally just like guys at work, like joking around with each other. And they are so talented that they're just like figuring some stuff out before they even go on stage at the soundcheck. And they were doing the big hit, like All Believe in Anything. And they're just like trying to figure out the intro. They're like, how many times is it? Like, how many times do we do the intro? It's like, this song is massive. And you're going like, 9 times? Let's do it 9 times. And then sure enough, they play the set and we're counting it. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Give me your... And it's so funny. They just decided before they went on.
What comes to mind when you're talking about that is like a sense of vulnerability. And I feel that the whole idea of like being cool, it's a lot of it is masking your vulnerability. And so you come off as cold. And I think it's nice that you were able to kind of share and showcase, subconsciously or consciously or not, that you were nervous, and to be in a room with people like that who will take that and be like, okay, we're gonna like shepherd you, we're gonna bring you in, and I think that like going back to what you said before about finding your people, right? Like not every band may be like Wolf Parade that is that supportive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those out there, like find your people, right? And keep looking and find people who support you and see you for who you are. I think that's valuable. If I were to summarize generally,
Thank you.
Thanks.
yeah, I got you. I got one more question for you, but not really.
Hit us with it.
Sam,
Yes.
has there ever been, I'm just going to read this word for word.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a show where Truax doesn't get up and hug somebody? How come he hugs? And how does it make you feel?
During the set and like
Mid-set. Did I not say mid-set?
Mid-set.
Yeah, mid-set.
is it usually a hug?
Maybe I internalized it
Sometimes
as a
he
hug.
throws stuff at me. How
I think he's just bursting with love
love
and
you forward.
and to be he's got a station at the drum kit. We recently did an acoustic set where I was seated playing the piano the whole time. We kind of boxed in this little we called it
The command center.
the command center, the command station, and I was like, it was my first time being like, oh, I'm in your shoes now. You've got your little command center behind the kit, like it's kind of surrounding you, and that's very cool about it. But also like, I can tell the guy wants to get up. He wants to walk around. He wants to share his love. So, there's no rule that says like the drummer has to stay behind the kit the entire set. It's just like if there's a break and there's no drums, like go stretch your legs, like spread your love.
Well, Truax is someone who just everyone falls in love with, I think. And that's because he's like bringing that love outwards all the time. So definitely like he is always hugging someone. But this was going somewhere. It wasn't just to glaze Truax.
My grandma is a Theravadan Buddhist, and she told me, we were out for lunch, and she said, so your heart chakra is open. That's good. Let's work on the other ones.
Truax is like a really good dancer.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it'd be too powerful if he wasn't behind the kit because he'd like overshadow. He's a really
need
good
to have you
dancer.
standing up.
I think
Like
Sheila
Mega
E.
Pizza.
Sheila E. did a stand-up. I think you can do it.
How tall are you?
5'11", I think.
5'11". Like, but the rest of us
single.
are
Right?
36.
And loves mayonnaise.
He will eat all the mayonnaise you ask him to.
Yeah. For those listening, we're actually recording this at the beginning of March, and I wasn't going to bring it up, but it is such a big deal here in Hamilton. The JUNOs are coming to town. So we have to talk about it because then we can look back later on after because it's like, how was the JUNOs? And they were like, well, it hasn't happened yet, so we can make stuff up. Let's just talk about our excitement for the JUNOs and we can look back at it, okay? So tell us about you guys are going to be playing at the JUNOs. Tell us your feelings. I want to know everything JUNOs from you all.
I have to say that this is another like kind of unique thing where it feels really like almost like a pure like connection with the music or like really earned serendipitously because we happened to win this spot at Juno Fest at a Battle of the Bands at Bridgeworks, which was a wonderful event as well.
Jay's lost.
Jay's lost that night, but we won.
Yeah.
So it's an honor. We're basically playing like well above our pay grade. Yeah, we're playing with a bunch of really accomplished artists, and it's just an honor. It's such a beautiful room.
A lot of Juno nominees and maybe winners, but certainly nominees.
We're rooting for them.
Yeah, we're not Juno
And
nominees.
who was the judge at that Battle of the Bands again?
His name was Quadraphonic Sound Rick. And, no relation.
Yeah, but here's the thing. So I knew you guys. So I was a judge at that. Full disclosure, but I actually, by the way, I forgot that I was. I forgot. I didn't expect that to all come up here. I forgot about that. But
You're asking us like, so you guys happy you're playing the Junos? Like,
Yeah.
I made that happen.
yeah, no, I knew all the bands playing, and I knew them very well over the other two judges, and so I actually like not strategically like. Without having influencing bias, I'm like, I'm not going to give you any information or any feelings towards any band until you tell them to me.
Okay.
So it was. I think you guys went on like third or fourth out of five, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Something like that. And so we're there, and the other two judges like we're watching, like, oh, that band's good. That band, but yeah, they were good. I gave the same response that yeah, they were good. And then when you guys played, they looked over and they're like, they gave me a look. I'm like, Yeah, they were pretty good too. So it was like, yes, I was a judge, but I want everyone to know, I influenced as little as possible when it came to bias. Like, you really earned it yourselves. Let's just say
It was an
that.
incredible pool of talent. That was,
And it was a great night.
Very nervous about that performance because great.
And very like musically diverse pool of talent. Like I still kind of find it hard to wrap my head around Battle of the Bands because like I feel like the artist that night just played such different music that's like incomparable in a lot of ways. So
Well, to that point too, is like, as a judge, again, I'm like being unbiased, but like anyone who goes in, let's say you're really into a specific genre, like that's going to influence you whether you try and be unbiased or not.
Right.
So I say this to anyone who's ever been in a battle of bands and they feel like they got slighted, like you are at the mercy of that judge. You're just like as a teacher marking your paper, like there is bias in life. So find your people, keep doing your thing. It'll be all right. One last quick question for you. Leading up to the Junos, whether it's your performance or whether it's something else, what is something you're most looking forward to for the Junos this year?
Oh my God, that venue.
yeah, this is very superficial, but the venue is the music hall on Main Street.
My dream, ever since I was a kid, I've always loved churches. I've always wanted to play in churches, record in churches, act in churches.
Have you ever done an interview in a church?
No.
I don't think so.
My first ever time I recorded music was in a church. It was with my harp teacher. All of that to say that like the venue is, we're so excited to play with all these incredible musicians, but we saw our manager's band, Dwayne Gretzky, at that venue like years ago, and I don't think we were in a band together.
Probably like right before COVID or something.
And I remember saying to Sam, like, oh my gosh, if I was ever a musician, this is where I'd want to play. Like, this would be magical. And then we found out that would be the venue. So I think that I'm really excited for, and really nervous too. I can't really imagine myself on that stage. Yep.
I'm really excited to be in like a 3-kilometer radius of Joni Mitchell.
Oh my God.
That's big. That's big.
That's huge. Goat status. She's like beyond Mega Blastoise.
Yeah.
There's
Oh my
no
God.
Pokemon.
She's like
She's ascended.
Arceus, maybe Mewtwo.
Yeah,
She's
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Mewtwo. Joni, if you're watching this, you're
Legendary
Mewtwo.
Pokemon.
You got that Mewtwo build.
I saw a video where she called Miles Davis the GOAT. And I was like, wow, I never thought I'd live in a world where I got to see Joni Mitchell say that someone was the GOAT.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Superstar Crush.
Hi.
And
Bye.
StereoRuss.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
no, that was it. That was the ending. That was the ending. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah.
I got it right.
Truex read it right. Truex read it right. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Ooh, song that was on repeat when you were a child.
Oh,
You've got the look.
Oh yeah, Prince. Which when I was a kid, I knew all the lyrics to, and it made my mother think that maybe she should stop playing Prince because it's a Prince song, but it's like especially raunchy.
Well, yeah, it's got the line, if it's a, feels bad to say it here, but if love is good, let's get to ramming.
I
And you
remember
were singing
singing
along
it
to
as
this
a
as a kid.
If love is good, let's get to ramming. You got the look. Yeah, no, it was probably not okay. Chloe, what do you enjoy most about playing live?
I like forgetting about the rest of your life and everything else and just being in the moment and having a really fun time with my friends. If Superstar Crush was a flavor, what would it be?
You know when you're testing like a 9-volt?
You lick it.
Kind
That's
of
shocking.
McDonald's Sprite. With like nerds sprinkled in, you know, those candies. Maybe
Poppin'
nerd
candy?
clusters and nerd rope. Oh my god, we're nerd rope. We're nerd rope. Thank you. Miles, if the 5 of us were to start a sports team, what sport would suit us best?
There are many options and many futures that could happen, but I'm going to say volleyball because I like that there's a big net. All right, Chloe, what advice do you have for a young or a beginner musician?
Find your people and make sure you get along with them and practice and be kind to everyone and all. Be authentic and don't do drugs. Truex,
Chloe.
what do you prefer? Writing, recording, or playing live?
Whoa. They're all just really different parts of my brain and my heart. I think playing live is the most like sustainable, enjoyable experience where I'm just like happy afterwards and like just makes the rest of my life happy. But writing, I feel really close to God and it's very introspective.
And important.
Recording is I would say the most like cohesive and ultimately fulfilling creative process of the 3.
Yeah.
Miles, which one song of ours brings you the most joy?
I love them all, but there's a new one we've been doing that you wrote called Picasso.
Oh.
That is just a blast. There's a moment at the end of it where we all kind of come together into this free time thing, and we just unite as one, and we let it flow, and it's a beautiful moment.
Wow. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you're going to love it. All right, Marzia, if you could be proficient in any other art form, what would it be?
I think for me personally, I want to do theater. I want to get back into Shakespearean acting. I do sing. Truax,
Yeah.
what drew you to your instrument?
I was in the kitchen of our middle school with my friend Sam, and we were listening to Whole Lot of Love by Led Zeppelin off of the album Led Zeppelin 2, probably on Q107.1 radio, and we just both started air instrumenting, and he was air guitaring and I was air drumming. Sam, first song you ever learned on your instrument?
Whoa. I think it might have been Scar Tissue by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, which I'm not that into the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Sorry, Chili Peppers. But Scar Tissue is a banger of a song.
So
It was either that or I want to know, have you ever seen the rain?